everybody. What's going on to my fellow service members and vets? I'm Jay Bavolar here, looking to get into another great video for today. But want to quickly remind you, get my book, Black Serviceman, the Black Veteran, available now on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. Also, if you're stuck with your claim, you need a consultation, a one-on-one coaching session, I'll put the link in the description below. So this way we can help you get that rating that you deserve here and you're not stuck on your claim. Also, listen, I'm not a VSO, I'm not affiliated with the VA in any way, shape, or form. All videos here are for education purposes only. So what I want to get into for today, I want to talk about the biggest mistakes that veterans make when putting in a VA claim. And, the ones I said, I'm going to say here, I've been guilty of myself at one point or another because I wasn't educated on the process. So I want to go over real quick. This way you can be educated on the process and your claims don't get denied, and you can get it right the first time around, as opposed to having to put it in, appeal it 2, 3, 4 different times, etc. So here's the biggest mistakes here. Mistake number 1, probably one of the most common mistakes that veterans make here, is not having any medical evidence whatsoever, or you don't have a current medical diagnosis. What do I mean by that? Well, if you don't have any medical evidence whatsoever, if you have nothing, you have a dead in the water claim right there. It's pretty much a surefire way to be denied. Pretty much 99.9% of the time, you will get denied with no medical evidence. Then what I mean by no current medical diagnosis, let's just say you have something in your service records. For example, I have foot pain documented in my on both my feet, both while I was in service on active duty playing basketball, but I didn't have a current diagnosis. So the first time around I put in the claim, I didn't get a CMP exam. Boom, denied. Why? I didn't have a current medical diagnosis. So I went to my doctor and got a current medical diagnosis, put in a supplemental claim, bam, got rated at 10% for bilateral chronic foot pain. So you want to make sure that you're getting a medical diagnosis, current diagnosis, or a medical nexus. One or two, if not both. Mistake number 2, I would say, is not being proactive with your claim. And I've talked about this. One of the tips to having a winning strategy is being proactive. And I think a lot of times I see a lot of veterans tend to take a reactive approach. So what do I mean by being proactive versus being reactive with your veterans claim, VA claim? Okay, being proactive, doing the necessary footwork, making doctor's appointments for your disability that you're going for a claim for, printing out the DVQs, doing all that footwork, putting in a statement to support a claim and everything. Being reactive is just leaving it in the hands of somebody else, leaving things to chance. I see a lot of veterans do that. For example, I'll just leave it to my VSO. My VSO will put this claim on my behalf, and everything's all good. I don't need to do anything. And no offense, there's a lot of VSOs. Some are better than others. Not everybody knows what they're doing there. Just like not everybody's good at their jobs. And that's no disrespect to VSOs. I know there's a lot of hardworking VSOs, a lot of hardworking individuals out there. But people leave it to their veteran claim person, the veteran claim agent. They leave it to them to do all the footwork, all the paperwork and everything for stuff that you can do yourself, stuff that you have control over. You don't have any control over, what the CMP examiner puts, what the rater is going to put, how they're going to rate you. You don't have any control of it, but you can do the things that you control. That's getting all your medical evidence together, putting all your prescriptions and everything, putting in a statement in support of a claim, getting buddy letters, doing other things, calling the VA, hey, I put in this claim about a week ago. What's the status on? Hey, we're scheduling a CMP exam here, and they'll tell you who they're scheduling it through. That's being proactive, and then calling them to schedule your CMP exam. That is being proactive. Figure out what your next step is, just in case you might get denied getting the results of your CMP exam. That's being reactive. Is just waiting, leaving stuff to chance, leaving it in the hands of somebody else, of things that you can do yourself. A lot of times, because when you leave it to chance, leave it to somebody else, either one or two things is going to happen. A, you get denied. B, you get a low ball rating where you get underrated. You get the 10% instead of the 20%. you're at 20 instead of 50, and so on and so forth. I think you get the point here. So be proactive. Do not be reactive with your claim. Be proactive every step of the way with your claim. Number 3, another common mistake I see vets make: putting the cart before the horse. What do I mean by that? For example, a lot of vets want to put in a secondary claim before they're approved or rated for said claim. For example, you want to put in a migraines claim. What are the common ones that migraines is associated with? Tinnitus, number 1, and mental health, number 2. So a lot of vets want to put in that migraine claim second. You can't put in a secondary claim until you're actually rated for, said disability. So you want to make sure you get that tinnitus rating first. You get that mental health rating first. It didn't go for migraines. You want to make sure that you do that. So don't put the cart before the horse there. You want to make sure everything's approved first. Now the next one will tie into putting the cart before the horse here. I see too many, but putting in a bunch of claims at one time, especially when you're first initially applying for said disability. If you put it in under a regular claim, the regular claims process, if not inside in the appeals process, not on the supplemental claim or high level review, a lot of times if you put it, let's just say you put in 10 claims at one time, the VA is going to combine those claims. And you don't want that because it'll slow up the process. Because what's going to happen is a lot of times what they'll do is they'll schedule you for different exams with different doctors, different examiners. So one could be scheduled through QTC, the other could be scheduled through VES, one could be scheduled through LHI. And now let's just say these appointments are spread 3 months apart. Now the VA, not only that, when you go to the exam, the VA has to wait for the results to come back in order to make a decision. And they're going to wait till each and every exam comes back before they start going through the process and they start making a decision on these claims. So it's going to slow up the process. So you're talking about maybe minimum, you put in 10 claims at one time, talking about minimum 6 months or if not longer. So you don't want to do that. I would say put in no more than, if you're going to go through the regular claims process, put in no more than 2 claims at a time. If maybe you can even keep it to 1. Keep it to 1 claim at a time. Get that one back first, whether it is denied or approved, and then file the next claim. I think, in my opinion, I feel like that's the more efficient way of doing it there, as opposed to putting in 10 claims at one time. Because a lot of time, VA's doing things a lot quicker than they did, let's just say, 5 years ago here, 5-6 years ago. Usually it takes them, I'm gonna say more or less about a week for them to even, start scheduling for an exam. And like I said, they'll tell you who they're scheduling through. So don't put in too many claims at one time. I would say no more than 2. Now, if you're going through the appeals process, they usually don't combine them. But if you're going through the regular claim process, 1 to 2 claims at a time, I'd say keep it to 1. Wait for it to come back, file the next one. Next mistake, last and certainly not least, and it ties into the last 2 mistakes that I just mentioned here. This one here, throwing stuff up against the wall and trying to figure out what sticks. And listen, I've been guilty of this as well when I was not educated on the VA claims process and how to win VA claims. Here's the problem: a lot of vets you see something on your service record. Hey, I went to medical one time for GERD, so I'm going to put in a claim for GERD, yet there's no medical doctor. Or you just, whatever comes in the top of your head, you go through, let's just say you're going through VA.gov to file a regular claim, you see a bunch of disabilities on it. Oh yeah, you know what, I think I had this. Yeah, maybe I went to medical one time. And you just start putting in a bunch of claims, and you're just hoping for the best. That throwing stuff against the wall, seeing what sticks, that is a crappy strategy. That is a horrible strategy. You will get, if you do not have medical evidence or any kind of a current medical diagnosis, surefire way that you're going to get denied. And it won't even take long. That'll be a matter of a couple of weeks before that claim even goes to the VA and they denied. Won't even look at it twice. Please don't do that. Have it, and I've spoke about this in previous videos of having a strategy before putting in a VA claim, having medical evidence, having a diagnosis. Don't just throw stuff at the wall and try to figure out what sticks. So those are the 5 biggest mistakes that veterans make when it comes to their VA disability claims. Look forward to hearing from you. Also, want to quickly remind you, once again, you get my book, Black Service and Black Veteran, available right now on Amazon. Also, if you need a one-on-one coaching session on how to win your VA claim, going over your exam, or even how to go through the appeals process, you can book Consultation. Link will be in the description below. That's all I got for today. Catch you in the next video. Peace.